concept of retiring early and being financially independent is a dream that a lot of people have. After all, who wouldn't want to retire in their 50s or 60s and spend the rest of their lives living comfortably? If that's something that you want to see happen in your future, you need to start planning for early retirement as soon as you can. And yes, you should start the planning part even if you're in your 20s or 30s. It is important to align our actions with our goals. Let's take a look at what our direction is in order to get there without delay. Welcome to Top Percent, a channel created for aspiring entrepreneurs who are on their journey towards the Millionaire Club. Today, we are going to be exploring the 5 steps to retire early. Before we begin, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for more content like this. Now, onto the video. 5. Start saving now. As simple as it might sound, the foundational principle of retiring early is to have enough or an excess of money to fit the lifestyle we want when we reach an age where working is no longer an option, or simply not in our plans. Although it's a simple way to set your foot on the road of retiring early, saving money is not always easy or simple, which is why having a solid plan will benefit you. For starters, work on paying off any debt you might have that is not within your calculated risk. On our video for what millionaires teach their children, we have discussed that not all debt is bad. If the debt is being used to generate revenue, it's beneficial. Saving might sound daunting, especially for those living paycheck to paycheck. However, it's not impossible if we budget our spending correctly and automate our savings. It's achievable. You might need to make some necessary sacrifices, like canceling subscriptions or choosing to stay in and have a homemade dinner instead of eating at a restaurant, at least for the period of time needed to better the situation. Start with the smallest debt first and work your way up until you're debt-free. If you have the time, find a side job that can bring you more money, having in mind to not increase the spending in the process. If you have some free time, as an example, picking up a shift at the grocery store as a part-time job will help you make some extra cash. Freelancing is another way you can make extra income on the side in addition to your main job. When it comes to saving, it's recommended to save anywhere between 15% to 20% of your paycheck every month. Avoid spending money on things that may not help you attain your goals. It can be hard not to go on a shopping spree or buy an expensive item that you've wanted for a while, but it will all be worth it in the end. Set a budget and do everything within your capability to stick to it, as setting aside savings is crucial to early retirement. 4. Invest more. The concept of investing money might sound a bit intimidating, especially for someone who did not have the benefit of being taught. This is exactly why people heading to the top percent need to start learning about the world of investments as soon as they can. You don't have to start investing hundreds of thousands of dollars when you first start out. It's quite the opposite. Anyone can start out by investing any amount of money. You'll be surprised how much money you can make out of your investment. Don't believe us? Well, let's say you invested $100 out of your monthly paycheck for 10 years, where you earn an average annual return of 5%. After 10 years, the total balance will be $15,499.21, with $3,022.58 being the amount you've earned as simple interest, and $476.63 from compound interest. This is just $100 per month. Imagine the difference an investment of $200 to $500 can make. That is why starting with any amount, no matter how small, is important. By eliminating smaller debts like we spoke about in the last step, we are releasing cash flow, allowing the capability to increase our investments. The stock market and other types of investments have their downs and ups, but paired with the great savings from the last step, it does wonders. The sooner you start, the sooner you will reach the top percent. 3. Consider alternative lifestyles. Considering an alternative lifestyle is not for everyone, but it's worth mentioning as it's a viable option to retire early. One of the most popular alternative lifestyles that a lot of people have switched to in order to retire early and travel to their heart's content is the RV lifestyle. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's worth sharing. Retiring in an RV is a cost-effective alternative to retiring in the traditional ways. For instance, you don't have to worry about paying off your house. It's cost-effective, even if you have to replace the RV every 10 years or so. It's also a fun option for adventurous people who like to travel. Not only are you saving up on travel costs, but you'll also be going on amazing adventures whenever you like. Another alternative lifestyle to retiring early is retiring on a cruise ship. This lifestyle might sound crazy and unattainable to a lot of people, but it's still possible. Take Angeline Burke and her husband as an example. The retired accountant ran the numbers and realized that it would be much cheaper to retire on a cruise ship. The cost of living on land wasn't something that they could afford, as they lost their belongings in a moving truck fire. They went online and looked up affordable cruise ships. And voila! They found the perfect opportunity to spend the rest of their retirement cruising and traveling the world. 2. Estimate retirement expenses. So, if going on a cruise ship for your retirement or living in an RV are not your thing, you can still find ways to help you retire early. Once you have a type of retirement in sight, one of the first things that you need to do is estimate how much you will be spending in your retirement. As a rule of thumb, you should be expecting to spend anywhere between 55% to 80% of your current annual income every year in your retirement. This is not set in stone since there will be a lot of variables and factors including your choice in retirement lifestyle. Remember, a good portion of that percentage will go toward your health expenses, and you should note that this percentage might increase as you age. However, if you're someone who's looking to spend your retirement more on the luxurious side of the spectrum, doing things like traveling and going on vacations, you should expect to spend between 90% to 100% per year of what you're currently making. One of the variables mentioned before is actually how much you are making at the time of the planning stages. All in all, your life choices and your decisions are what will make all the difference when estimating your retirement expenses. 1. Enjoy the journey. One of the most important things that most forget when they're planning to retire early is that the journey to do so should be enjoyable. Being overly focused on retiring early to the point that you become completely burnt out and unable to find joy in the little things can derail your plans and set you back. It's easy to get caught up in your plans for early retirement, and it's understandable as well, but you need to make sure that you're enjoying the journey. The future isn't guaranteed, which is why you should take some time off every once in a while and do something for yourself. Whether it's taking the cooking class that you've wanted to take for so long, or going on that road trip that you've been postponing for years, it's imperative that you prioritize your own happiness with every step that you take. And that's it for today's video. Before you leave, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content, and click on the notification bell below to be notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.